We are continuing here with chapter 3. We're now going to go 3.4, which is intercepts of graphs. So intercepts of a graph are points where the graph intersects an axis. Remember, when we look at a graph, we have two axes. We have the x-axis, which is the horizontal one, and we have the y-axis, which is the vertical one. Okay, so when we look at this then, the x-intercept is the x-coordinate of a point where a graph crosses the x-axis. Okay, so when we look at this graph, I have three of them. This one, and this one, because those are the three places where the graph is crossing the x-axis. Now, if I'm on the x-axis, then my y value is going to be 0, because that means the point is not going up or down any. Okay, so it's the x value, comma, 0. The y-intercept is the y-coordinate of a point where a graph crosses the y-axis. So in this graph, it would be this point right here. That's where we're crossing the y-axis. And if I'm on the y-axis, that means I didn't go left or right any, so my x value will be 0. So my ordered pair for a y-intercept will be 0, comma, y, whatever that y value is. Okay, so let's take a look at this. If I go to graph this, I'm going to start with the x-intercept. I look at the graph, and I'm looking across the x-axis, and here's where it crosses. And where does that cross? 1, 2, 3, 0. Then I look at the y-intercept, and I look up and down the y-axis. It's crossing right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 0, 6 would be the y-intercept. Okay, let's try another one here. X-intercept, I look across the x-axis, looking across there, and I see a point right here, and that's at -2, 0. I look up and down my y-intercept, so I'm looking down there, and I see a point here crossing, and that's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 0, -6. And that's how we find them. Let's try a couple more. So you'll notice here, we're going to end up with two x-intercepts because it's crossing in two places. So the first one it crosses at is at 3, 0. The second one it crosses at is -4, 0. Then I look at my y-intercept. I'm crossing down here, which would be at 0, -12. Okay, let's try another one with that. So we're going to start off x-intercept. I'm going to find one here. That's going to be at 1, 0. I'm going to find another one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. Then I look for my y-intercept, looking down my y-axis. I find a point here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my y-intercept would be 0, -4. All right, so now let's take this and kind of put it into a real-world situation. So it says the graph shows the height of a ball for each second x that it is airborne. Use the graph to estimate the x and y intercepts of the function. We're not going to do this next part. We're going to hold off on that for a little bit and interpret the meanings in the context of the situation. So when I look, my x-intercept is over here. So my x-intercept, that's where it's crossing. So it would be at 9, 0. That means that the ball will hit the ground. That means that y is equal to 0. It's hitting the ground, no height, after 9 seconds. Okay, let's try the second one. The y-intercept is 0, 4. That means that at time 0, okay, the minute we throw the ball was at a height of 4 feet. Okay, all right, let's try another one. Let's take a look at this one. The graph shows the number of people y at a gym X hours after the gym opens. So let's start on the x-intercept. So the x-intercept is over here. So that would be at 12, 0. And then what does the x-intercept mean? It means that after 12 hours, there are no people. That could mean they're closing. That could just mean they're, whatever. It means they're taking a break. They close down for an hour for supper, who knows what. Okay, the y-intercept is at 0, 20. And what does that mean for the y-intercept? Means that when they open, there is 20 people. Okay, so that would be how we interpret that. All right, let's try this last one here. Violet starts the semester with $150 in her student lunch account. Each day she spends $3.75 on lunch. The table shows the function relating the amount of money remaining in her lunch account to the number of days Violet has purchased lunch. So the x-intercept is where y is equal to 0. So I look down here on my chart. Y is equal to 0 there. So my x-intercept would be at the point 40, 0. The y-intercept is where x equals 0, so I find where x equals 0. So my y-intercept would be at 150. So what does this mean? Well, the x-intercept means that after buying lunch 40 days, Violet will have 0 money left in her account. In other words, it will take Violet 40 days to use all of her money in her lunch account. Now, what does the y-intercept mean? The y-intercept means that Violet's lunch account has $150 in it after buying lunch 0 days, or the beginning balance of her lunch account is $150. Now, I know this seems pretty easy for the most part, but understand it's a very important concept to know that when you're dealing with the x-intercept, the y value is 0. When you're dealing with the y-intercept, the x value is 0. We're going to use that to our advantage on Monday. So don't lose that. But this should be a fairly, straightforward assignment that you can get done pretty quickly, but still grasp that concept of x and y intercepts.